Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good afternoon. Okay, thank you to the moderator. Okay, my name is SYAHIRU SHAFIAI. My team, Mastura Roni, Amira Hazimah, Hanuyanti Intamazura, Irza Hani Abu Samah, and also Muhammad Rahmat Rosli. Okay, we will be presenting about national initiative in greening the transport sector, a case of electric mobility in Malaysia. Okay, next, this is my outline for presentation. First, I will touch about introduction. Next, about the literature review, methods and results, as well as I also presenting about conclusions and recommendation for our paper. Next, introduction. For the past few years, it can be observed that there has been a spike in the number of literature provided in the transport sector. The electric mobility had been making headway in Asian cities after 2008. It is a substitute for current transport because of cheap fuel price. It has been reported that about 85% of vehicles in Malaysia are using fuel consumption. In addition, it was also mentioned that land transport is one of the greenhouse gas emissions major contributors, and they are said to be one of the leading causes of air pollution. So it is a very important issue to be highlighted. There are conflicts that keep arising when it comes to discussing and weighing the importance of providing the necessity for mobility to the community, and at the same time we want to improve the quality of the environment. This paper also will talk about the policy aims to achieve in Sustainable Development Goals SDG agenda. Okay, we can see here the infographic about the Sustainable Development Goals, which is we have 70 goals to transform our world. When we talk about the green car, okay, we have about 5 the goals that related with SDG goals. First, number 3, good health and well-being. 7, affordable and clean energy. We also have the 11 goals, which is sustainable cities and communities, climate action, and also partnership for the goals. Hence, to better understand the issue and to overcome such a problem, the Malaysian government introduced the National Transport Policy NTP 2019-2013. It is the Malaysian government objective to ensure the services provided are reliable, safe, affordable, and sustainable transport services. For our information, Malaysia has been recognized as one of the endorser of several international agreements that highlight the greenhouse gas emission reduction since 1987. And among them are, for example, Kyoto Protocol 1992, Cancun Agreement 2010, Montreal Protocol 1987, and Copenhagen Accord 2009. In line with this intention, the National Transport Policy 2019-2013 has been set up in order to boost Malaysia's economic competitiveness, provide strong public impact, particularly with respect to accessibility and inclusivity, while minimizing the harmful effect of the transport system on the green environment. So that's why the government initiated with the transport policy. Next, about the literature review. Okay, you can see here the figure 1 energy commissions by sector for 2015 2015, the report produced by Ministry of Transport 2019. Okay, figure 1 shows in 2015, transport accounted for approximately 45.2% of energy demand consumed nationally and within the transport sector. Ministry of Transport 2019 reported in National Transport Policy, land transport accounted for approximately 90% usage. Industry sector only consume about 27% for energy demand, followed by non-energy use and commercial sector, which is 11.4% and 8.6% respectively. The figure indicates that the energy demand by these sectors may contribute to greenhouse gas emissions to the environment. For the LR, Barisa Rosa Kaise 2016 highlights the electric mobility is considered a useful technology that can reduce the emission of carbon dioxide gas in the transportation industry. Despite the encouragement and significant support from every stakeholder to implement the green policy, some countries might find it hard to fulfill the aspiration when it comes to policy making due to massive investment needed to promote and establish the sustainability campaign through electric mobility initiative. The usage of electric vehicles will help to cope the quantity of carbon dioxide emission, and it also provide benefit to the environment and enhance the nation's healthy lifestyle. Points out by Effie, Demibeck and Katerina, this the failure to control and reduce the carbon dioxide gas emission will result in climate change. Now we move to methods and results. Okay, for the data collection and sampling, total 100 questionnaires have been distributed by researchers to respondents in selected area. Thanks God, Alhamdulillah, we got 100% of questionnaires have returned. The descriptive statistical analysis are for data analysis express the quantity of the perception that is part required to mention the objective based on the information that being gathered. Okay, next we talk about the result discussion. Okay, table 1 descriptive statistic. Cronbach alpha is highly utilized in indicating the reliability and consistency of the scale of all variables. Cronbach alpha is a measure used to assess the reliability or internal consistency of a set of scale or variable items. Cronbach alpha is one way of measuring the strength of the consistency, according to Sakaran and Bogi 2016. From table 1, it can be examined that the Cronbach alpha for the environmental awareness on green technology on electric music in Malaysia is calculated. The Cronbach alpha value for dependent variable, which is environment awareness, would be 0.73 and above the minimum value required, which is a satisfactory lower limit. The Cronbach alpha values for all the independent variables were above 0.7. Therefore, all items were retained for further analysis. The next result also shows that there was a stronger correlation between two variables, which suggested by Cohen 1988. The researcher conducted a correlation analysis to find out the significance of the relationship between the variables through the demonstration of correlation coefficient values attained from the statistical analysis. Hence, from the analysis, it was found that there is a weak and moderate relationship significant exists between the variables as tabulated in table 2. The next regression analysis to investigate the correlation of the predictor and independent variables. Regression analysis is used as part of the instrument to analyze whether both items are correlated or otherwise. In short, regression assists the study to determine the relationship between the predictor and outcome variables. Correlation of variables in study. This correlation of the factors in the connection among every variable incorporated the relationship between both the independent variables and the independent variables that is being analyzed in this research study. Correlation is the relationship between the determinants of environmental awareness on green technology on electric mobility in Malaysia. The table shows the R-square values is 0.56. It means that consumer attitude and perceived knowledge contribute approximately 50% of attitude towards environmental awareness on green technology on electric mobility, and the remaining 44% are determined by different reasons. Furthermore, the data shows that there exists a positive relationship and a highly significant correlation between the variables with the indication of R value 0.748. Okay, for the table 4 ANOVA, the ANOVA in table 4 illustrate that the F value 23.884 has a significant level of 0.000. Also, from the table, it can distinguish that the DF or degree of freedom has aggregation value of 5. The DF reflects the number of independent variables, which are the consumer attitude and their perceived knowledge. Apart from that, the result also highlight the significance of the relationship between environmental awareness on green technology on electric mobility and consumer attitude and perceived knowledge with prediction equation. Okay, for the last table, table 5 indicate the beta coefficient level is at 0.278 on the variable for consumer attitude, and it can also be commented that the table displays high significant and positive correlation, which is P 0.278, P below 0.05 among consumer attitude and environmental awareness on green technology on electric mobility. In conclusion, it is safe to mention that a significant relationship is observed through the positive result gathered between consumer attitude and environmental awareness on green technology on electric mobility in Malaysia, while the coefficient level of the beta is 0.265 for perceived knowledge for the perceived knowledge variable, and there is a strong positive and significant correlation, which is the beta is 0.265, P 0 below 0.05 between perceived knowledge and environmental awareness on green technology on electric mobility. As a summary for the table 5, the positive result pointed out towards this variable shows that a significant relationship exists between perceived knowledge and environmental awareness on the green technology on electric mobility. For the conclusions and recommendation, the green initiative is evergreen issue in Malaysia. The only things that distort the green initiative development is the cost and financial implications that might be detrimental to the Malaysian economy. However, with the continued support and encouragement from Malaysian citizens, it could motivate the government to keep going for this initiative and fulfilling the NTP objective. Other than that, the Malaysian government should keep improving the current investment policies so that the future investment in this green technology will benefit to the economic sector and Malaysian citizens. Throughout this article, it can be concluded that Malaysians are highly aware of the electric mobility program and the benefit to the environment through this initiative. A good initiative will give positive impact to both the urban and also the rural community. Currently, the government has begun the implementation on a small scale where the green policy was introduced to the public sector before it is fully implemented to the nation. The government can also introduce tax exemption policy, for example, to the companies that are keen to bring green policy into the organization and encourage them to invest in national transport policy to boost the country economic development. Okay, with that, I would like to say thank you to the organizer and to the participants who give the attention to my presentation for today. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.